What's up, everybody? So, welcome to the 7 Levels Deep training, or the Core Why tool. A little bit of background on this tool before we begin. This actual exercise is based on something called 5 Whys. It's an interrogative type technique that is used to explain cause and effects of relationships that underlie a particular problem. In other words, it gets to the root cause or a defect of a problem. So if you think of a problem and you ask, why is it a problem, about 5 times, it doesn't have to be 5, it could be 100 times that you ask. The point is, every time you ask why, or you go to a different level of explanation, you actually start to get to a root explanation for the original thing, because you think a problem is a problem because of a surface level reasoning, surface level logical rationale that deems that problem a problem. It's very subconscious. It's very like, it's automatic. This is a problem because of this. When in reality, it's usually not a problem because your first answer. The truth of the problem is usually when you start to ask why that problem is considered a problem, why that problem is considered a problem, and why that problem is considered a problem, etc., etc. So this exercise kind of plays off of that, only it finds your root why, your root why. So it's kind of figuring out why you define success the way you define it, or why becoming successful is important to you. Dean Graziosi uses this. The owner and president, I think, of Toyota has used this before. So a lot of people use this psychological type CBT technique to find deeper rooted truths of whatever, if it's a problem, if it's a reason they're trying to navigate towards an intention, whatever it is. This technique is definitely proven to really help. I wanted to start off with an example of somebody who I helped with. This technique I use on my calls. So if you're interested in doing a call with me, I will run through this very deep tool with you after I prime your brain for self-reflection that we've gone over. And I will personally help navigate your mind towards your core why. And I've done that for someone, and I'm going to use their example here. And then in the next lesson, I'm going to use my personal example. And then in the next lesson, I'm going to go through it with you quickly, just so you really get the understanding of this tool and the power of it, because it could potentially change your entire life after doing it. And that sounds crazy, but the truth is that most people do not understand. They don't get to the deep level, that deep level 7 core why. And it could be level 100. Like I said, it might take you a few times to do this, but you get the process. So this is the idea, right? You ask, what is important to you about becoming successful? Now, this is an example of a client that I worked with. They said, being recognized for helping others validates my purpose and value in life, right? So then I continued to ask, and I probe, and I cleaned up their answers as we were on the phone call or the Zoom call, and I made sure that I extracted the actual answers and put them in the right places. Because when you're thinking about this, you might be saying a lot more than you need to. So that's another thing that I will help you. I'll take what you're trying to say and really condense it into this tool. So their answer was level 1. Their level 1 answer, the first thing that they said after I asked them that question was, why is it important for you to be validated and recognized? Because that means I am making progress in the right direction. Okay, so level 2 is, okay, so you want to be in the right direction. Why is it important for you to make progress in the right direction? So I'm using your words and interrogating and investigating the importance of the last claim. Okay, so the answer was that they said, because this adds value to your life. Now, level 3, why is it important for you to add value to your life? Their answer was, when you have value, you don't hurt people. Okay, so we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere really interesting. Now we're talking about pain. So level 4 is, why is it important for you to not hurt people? Now this question I remember specifically with this client, it was a very strange thing. It's obvious to most people, well, hurting people is bad, right? But it's not so obvious that of the reason why it's so important to you. Why did you choose those words? Why specifically did you put that there? Because not everyone's going to have the same answers. So your answers tell a whole nother story behind your answers and your words. And that's what I help kind of validate and explore for you and with you. Really picking out the words and investigating their root cause. So why is it important for you to not hurt people? They said, I know how it feels to be hurt, and I don't want to make people's lives a mess. Okay, so that's very important. It's very important from where we started. Level 5, right? We're not even all the way there yet. Why is it important for you to not make a mess out of someone's life? Their answer was to not manipulate and misinterpret advice. Level 6 is, why is it important for you to not manipulate and misinterpret advice? They said, I want to be responsible for my own actions. Now, level 7, which is the core reason. And again, you might do this yourself and you might get 10 levels until you find something that truly shifts your entire perception. And you're going to feel it. It's a very physical and emotional response. Level 7 for this person. Why is it important for you to be responsible for my own actions? Because I didn't have a mentor. Sorry, the camera's in the way, so I can't read it. Because I didn't have a mentor when I was young, and I wish I did, because I felt lost, and I don't want to feel lost again. So if you really think about what we just did, we asked, what is important to you about becoming successful? The first answer for this client was, being recognized for helping others validates my purpose and value in life. You can literally see and even feel, if you're in touch with your emotions, you can feel the subsurface kind of layer of that answer. Now, the level 7 core was because she didn't want to ever feel lost again. I'm sorry, that the client didn't ever want to feel lost again. So that is a huge difference. When you are not self-aware to that core level, that level 7, you will not have as much emotion behind your drive, behind your motivation, behind your momentum. You are not going to feel that core reason why success is important to you. And therefore, you will only generate so much momentum. You're only going to go so far as you feel. You're only going to go so far as you feel. Okay? So that's what this tool does. And I'm going to give you, we're going to cut this off, go to the next example, which is my personal example, and then we're going to run through it together.